Good evening and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Source 16 News at 10. Thanks for joining us. Near this hour, a 2-week trial date was scheduled in Christian County Circuit Court today for 4 individuals accused of soliciting millions of dollars from investors in fraudulent real estate deals. Hopkins County Circuit Court Judge James Brantley scheduled an October 18th trial date for former Trigg County residents Sheila and Kenneth Kennedy of Clarksville and Robert and Ann Scarborough of Hopkinsville. After their pretrial conference today, one of the defendants, former Trigg County Attorney Kenneth Kennedy, talked to Source 16.
Because Sheila Kennedy was transported here pursuant to a detainer. That's something that when you're in federal custody, the state sends a detainer and then they have 180 days to either try or dismiss the case under what they call the IAD, which is the Interstate Agreement on Detainers. So that's why they had to bring her in and set a trial date within 180 days. So they got that done with the trial date being set October the 18th. And however, the judge also asked the parties to consider mediation, and they all were receptive to that. So the parties are going to be meeting between now and October in mediation to try to work out a solution to the case without it being tried.
According to U.S. Attorney Jerry Martin, the defendants convinced friends and family members to invest tens of thousands of dollars into fake real estate located in Kentucky, Indiana, and Nevada. Another defendant, Paul Russell, is considered to be a fugitive from the law. Judge Brantley is presiding over the case due to conflicting interests between the defendants and Christian Circuit Court judges. Meanwhile, a November trial date has been set for a Todd County teen accused of beating his adopted sister and biological cousin to death. A judge previously scheduled a July 25th trial date for former Todd County High School student 17-year-old Garrett Dye of Trenton, but this morning it was moved to November 7th to give the prosecutor enough time to receive DNA lab results. Meanwhile, the judge set a July 1st evidentiary hearing to discuss changing the venue of Garrett Dye's murder trial.
We've stated in court before that we don't think Mr. Dye can get a fair trial here. There's been too much publicity. It's too small of a place. It doesn't have anything to do with Todd County assistants not being fair, but because of the nature of the case, I just don't think we can get a fair trial here.
During the July 1st hearing, the judge will also decide whether or not to suppress evidence from the trial. Richie told us he wanted to suppress statements made by his client following his arrest on February 6th. In addition to the murder charge, Dye is charged with tampering with physical evidence and resisting arrest. Dye was taken into custody 2 days after the body of his adopted sister and biological cousin, 9-year-old Amy Dye, was found in a field near the family's home on Dogwood Drive near Trenton. Police say the 17-year-old admitted to beating the 9-year-old with a jack handle and then told police where to find the murder weapon. Well, the theft of $30,000 worth of computers from a local middle school is being investigated. Sometime early this morning, Graves County Sheriff Dwayne Redmond told Source 16 that someone took about 38 computer monitors and towers from the computer labs at Graves County Middle School, but left the keyboards. He says no evidence of forced entry into the school has been found, but there were several events at the school last night, and he feels someone may have stayed behind and inside the school and then stole the computers. Sheriff Redmond asked anyone with information regarding this theft to call his office at 270-247-4501 or Crime Stoppers at 270-247-5000. He says they are offering a $1,000 reward. In other news, the city of Hopkinsville is among 10 communities across the nation that will be receiving a $50,000 grant from the YMCA of the USA that will be split up over the next 2 years. The grant was awarded to the city following a recent trip made by Hopkinsville coalition leaders, which included Mayor Dan Kemp, to Baltimore, Maryland for a seminar to promote health.
And the purpose of the conference and the purpose of the program is to encourage cities to make their community more healthy in terms of preventing diseases, chronic diseases. I learned that 70% of the chronic diseases which people die from are from preventable factors, such as smoking, such as inactivity, not enough exercise, and such as poor nutrition.
Mayor Kemp says the city's proposed Rails to Trails project is a great way to get area residents motivated to exercise and enjoy the outdoors. Hopkinsville YMCA Senior Program Director Kevin Meacham, who also attended the seminar, describes what the grant money will possibly fund over the next couple of years.
Sort of, the idea is we sort of use our money maybe to market or get the community backing it. And some of it will be used for policies and programming implementation, but a lot of it will be for getting the community to support such, policies.
The grant was awarded from the YMCA of the USA with support from the National Center for Chronic Disease Prevention and Health Promotion. The Marshall County Chamber of Commerce will host a ribbon cutting ceremony tomorrow morning at Murray-Callaway County Hospital's home care service. The open house will be at the new location in Marshall County inside the RMA building at 83 Wellness Way, just off the exit in Draffinville. During the open house, the community will have the opportunity to meet the staff and learn more about home care services. The ribbon cutting and open house will get underway at 10. Home Care Services of MCCH has been serving the Marshall County community for over 20 years. A 21-year-old Paducah man has been charged in Marshall County for selling methamphetamine. Joseph Seth Taylor of Paducah was charged with first-degree trafficking in a controlled substance, meth, after a joint investigation by the McCracken and Marshall County Sheriff's Departments and the Pennyroyal Narcotics Task Force. Taylor was charged in McCracken County with the same offense, as well as possession of marijuana, possession of synthetic cannabis, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Through their investigation, authorities discovered that Taylor had sold a quantity of meth in Marshall County last night. After a vehicle that he was a passenger in was stopped in McCracken County, police found meth, marijuana, synthetic marijuana, drug paraphernalia, and over $1,000 in cash of what is believed to be money received from the sale of illegal drugs. Taylor was arrested and booked into the McCracken County Jail. The Pennyroyal Area Museum is currently featuring a unique military exhibit that honors local veterans. Special Education Coordinator Janet Brevard says area residents interested in local military history should stop by the museum to check out the exhibit.
Well, this exhibit represents the 5 different services of the United States, our military services. And so you'll see uniforms and equipment belonging to the various services: Navy, the Army, Marines, and the Air Force, and the Coast Guard, U.S. Coast Guard. And then we're very proud with one portion of this exhibit, our Wall of Honor. And on this wall, extending wall as well, we have currently 153 veterans.
In addition, the museum's Special Education Coordinator encourages any service member to add their picture and biography to their wall of heroes. For more information about this exhibit, you can contact the Pennyroyal Area Museum at 270-887-4270. The National Weather Service is reporting that a tornado has touched down in Louisville near the famed Churchill Downs racetrack and the University of Louisville campus. Eyewitnesses said that they saw about a dozen power poles down near the track, as well as unconfirmed reports that 5 barns housing about 1,400 horses were possibly damaged, along with the chapel. As of news time, no injuries had been reported. Well, the Louisville Zoo is getting a new and cuddly exhibit. The Louisville Zoo will soon be home to the orphaned polar bear cub that received national attention when she was found on Alaska's North Slope in April by employees of ConocoPhillips. The polar cub has been named Kinnick, which means snowflake in the Alaskan language, and it also is the name of the oil field where the polar cub was found. The cub's journey from the Alaska Zoo to Louisville has been dubbed as Operation Snowflake. The polar cub, as you see here, he is so cute, was born last January in a snow den that his mother dug to protect her from the fury of the Arctic elastic winter, and was first spotted on Alaska's North Slope in February. It is unknown why the cub was separated from her mother and sibling, but officials say if Kinnick had not been rescued, she would have died. The 5-month-old Kinnick is scheduled to arrive in Louisville later this month and then will be quarantined for a period of time from the public until she adjusts to her new surroundings. In other news, 2 local students are sticking around literally for a chance to win big in the Stuck at Prom scholarship contest. Dawson Springs High School students Lindsay and Jared, seen here, have been selected by a panel of judges as one of the top 10 finalists that created one-of-a-kind prom fashions from the duct tape brand. Duct tape, that's right, duct tape, qualifying them for a chance to win one of the most creative scholarship contests conceived. The contest challenges students to exercise their originality with more than 20 colors and prints of duct tape available, and then wear their colorful creations to prom. Now, the 10 chosen couples are competing for online votes to determine which of the 10 scholarship prizes they will receive, including the $5,000 top prize. The 10 couples were selected from 330 entries representing 44 states and 4 Canadian provinces. You can place your vote over a 3-week period from now until July 11th. To view all the entries in the 2011 Stuck at Prom contest or to vote for your favorite couple, visit stuckatprom.com. Winners will be announced on or about July 13th. Now here is Hopkinsville Christian County Crime Stoppers Coordinator Officer Paul Ray with the featured fugitives of the week.
This week, police need your help locating 2 wanted fugitives. Police are looking for 33-year-old Chadwick Wade Edwards, who's wanted for probation violation. Edwards is a white male who stands 5 feet, 7 inches tall, and weighs 200 pounds. His last known address was the 100 block of Higgins Street. Police are also looking for 21-year-old Damian Montrez Davis, who's wanted for probation violation. Davis is a black male who stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall, and weighs 135 pounds. His last known address was the 1800 block of Carter Street.
If you know where police can locate these wanted fugitives, and we've got cash waiting for you. Pick up your phone now and call our tips line at 887-TIPS. If your information leads to an arrest, Crime Stoppers will pay you a cash reward. And remember, we will never ask your name, and you will not have to appear in court. Well, this week's Fugitive of the Week, I'm Officer Paul Ray for Crime Stoppers.